Keller. In June of 1880, Helen Keller was born in the city of Tuscumbia, Alabama. Her parents, Kate and Colonel Arthur Keller. When Helen was 19 months old, she developed an illness that resulted in both blindness and deafness. As Helen grew into a young girl, she learned to recognize her frustrated with her inability to communicate. She learned to recognize her family members by touching their facial features, their clothing, or by detecting a scent of perfume. Naturally, Helen's parents felt concerned for her future. They had to try to help their daughter lead as a normal life as possible. They consulted with Alexander Graham Bell, who worked with the deaf, and he suggested her Anne Sullivan as Helen's teacher. In 1887, Anne Sullivan arrived at Ivy Grade to meet Helen and her family. Anne Sullivan was a determined young teacher who had lived with blindness herself until undergoing successful surgery. Anne soon realized the tremendous challenge that she faced in teaching Helen. Helen had received little discipline in her young life due to her physical challenges. Anne will be teaching her students proper behavior in average situations along with academic lessons. After establishing what would become a lifelong relationship, Anne began to teach Helen the alphabet by finger, spelling the sign language letters into the palm of Helen's.
The world-changing breakthrough
Helen recognized
happened
the letter combination that Anne's finger spelled to her. The most challenging lesson was to help Helen make the connection between a word and a concept. Word-changing breakthrough happened when Anne pumped water into one of Helen's hand while finger spilling the word water onto her other one. At the moment, Helen understood that a word represented a concept of a thing. From the point on, Helen had an unrelenting desire to learn. Anne continued to work with her younger student on finger spelling. Helen soon learned how to read Braille, write, and even started trying to speak. Helen Keller had aspiration of going to college. She was a person who didn't allow her physical challenges to deter her dreams. Therefore, in 1900, accompanied by Anne, Helen Keller began taking classes at Radcliffe College. This was notable for a few reasons. For one, Helen was taking classes alongside students who didn't share her challenges. Consequently, she had to devote more time and attention to her studies than the average student did. Also, at the time in history, it was still an common occurrence for a woman to attend college. In 1904, Helen Keller was awarded a Bachelor of Arts degree from Radcliffe College in 1904. She graduated with honors. Helen Keller spent the rest of her life working on behalf of blind and or deaf people all over the world. With Anne at her side, she went on speaking tours and wrote articles that educated people on the significant roles these individuals have in our society. Her far-reaching work won her high honors such as the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The long line of famous people who admire Helen began in her childhood with author Mark Twain. Alexander Graham Bell, William James, and President Eisenhower and Kennedy are just a few of others who had the pleasure of meeting with Helen. Though Helen remained single and had no children, her work with the American Foundation for the Blind allowed her to affect the lives of countless adults and children. Among her other written works, The Story of My Life served as an inspirational book for individuals both blind and sighted. Helen Keller is one of the most memorable women in history. Despite being blind as well as deaf, she learned to communicate and live a life devoted to helping others. Her faith, determination, and spirit helped her to accomplish far more than many people expected. In fact, she won the admiration of famous figures from all over the world. Anne Sullivan's role in Helen Keller's life was to provide her with hope as her dedicated caretaker, teacher, defender, and lifelong friend. Anne taught Helen how to communicate using sign language, then had a transformative impact of young Helen, as it opened up a whole new world of opportunities for learning and human connection. Anne's assistant gave Helen hope for a better and fuller life. She was a very brave who achieved everything she wanted in spite of being blind and deaf. She was a woman who experienced desire and passion as much as a woman who has all five senses. I was so amazed as to what happened to Helen. If I was there that time, I might think that it was very impossible for a deaf and blind person to be taught. But this opened my mind that even the most impossible things can be made achieved. I was inspired and really admired her teachers, Miss Joanna Mansfield Sullivan Macy, because of that great passion that she has for teaching children with disabilities. Even though during that time, Helen was a kid that was very strong and very hard to teach, her teacher did not stop teaching her that things she must learn and to have discipline and good manners. As a future teacher, I hope and I pray that God will give me a strength and wisdom, that if God will let me teach a child the same as Helen. I hope that I will be like Anne Sullivan, even though it is hard and I know that I will face different kinds of complaints from parents, that they cannot understand what you are doing for their child, that they will not hinder my passion to teach, and I will still continue on what I think will help the child and to open the minds of those parents that their child has the potential to learn and to be as successful in life. And always remember that God is always there for us, and God is everything for us, and nothing is impossible for Him. John 15:7, if you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish and it will be given to you. Jeremiah 33:3, tawgon mo kung ako motubag kanimo ug magpakitang dagkong mga butang nga wala mong mahibaluwi. And I believe discipline is the bridge between goals and success. Thank you and God bless.